Whenever I used to go on a holiday with my kid, we always used to make a little film for my mum and dad and my in-laws. And we went to this hotel, and we went back to that hotel the next year, and kids ran up to my kid saying, "Oh, we saw you on YouTube." And a lot of parents came up to me and said, "Oh, we booked this hotel because we saw your kid's review of it." So I had this idea to do Kid Rated, which is it's a website for adults primarily and families planning days out, but all the reviews are done by kids. So here's the website here, and if we go into it, and somebody give me an attraction in London, because that's where we've done.
London Eye?
London Eye, very good, 10 points. And because I've got a background in television, I used to work at the BBC in the comedy department. We got a lot of nice branding and stuff like that, and we put stings in front of it. But all the kids do the reviews. And then on the page, as you can see, we've got the top tips for people going there. Got a bit of research about it. Some more K ratings by other kids. A K rating is when a kid does a review. They mark it on their fingers out of 10, so it's universal, so it should be able to work in any language. At the bottom here, there's some booking advice, because we've teamed up with people to sell tickets. So that, in a nutshell, is Kid Rated. It's a bit confusing. People ask us, is it a site for kids or is it a site for adults? And I don't think there's really many kids who will wake up in the morning and go, "Mum, Dad, let's go and look at Kid Rated to see what to do." I think the problem is it's for adults to decide what to do with kids, but in actually deciding what to do, they can say, "Well, look, these two little girls went on the London Eye and they enjoyed it and they're your age, so we're going on the London Eye today and I think you'll enjoy it." So it's an aid to help adults plan days out and trips. But I'd love to hear your feedback on that, so store that as a question. About monetization and stuff, we're trying to do that in a number of ways. We're selling tickets. Like you, I say, hold on. If you create a social community, they will monetize and show you how to monetize further down the line. One of the things that we're doing is we're trying to get people to upload through the site and not take it through Instagram and things, so that we own the content and then can decide what to do with the content further down the line. When I worked in television, it always used to make me laugh that You've Been Framed will buy a clip off people for 250 quid, but then sell the program around the world for 100,000 an episode. So somebody's losing out there. Hang on to your content. If I get Kid Rated right, then it's not just travel and things I can review. We can review Kid Rated camping gear, Kid Rated toys, Kid Rated clothes. So trying to build a brand, which is why we spent a lot of money making it try and look good. But does it look too childish when we're aiming for kids? So many questions. Who wants to go first?
Is there any kind of incentive? So if you get these super users that review every attraction they go to, is there any kind of reward scheme for them?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me that. So we've got some winners here. So this girl, she did something really cool actually. She had her birthday party, but she bought lots of secondhand clothes from Trade, and then put a fashion show in her garden, and they reviewed it. So we rated Trade, the shop, for her, and they winning K raters get things like, so because we've teamed up with some attractions, they get freebie trips on the London Eye. These London Rib guys are good friends of ours, and they've given us stuff. You can see here again, this is sponsored, so nobody's asked me about monetization, which is what everybody tends to ask. These pages are sponsored pages, so they don't have a rating on them. They're basically an advertorial, and they can put their copy in there. And we've also, if they want, we'll go and make a film for them to sit on the page.
You seem to need to know where you want to go before you search. Is there a way to search the other way around, where you have gender and how many kids and what age?
Yes, there is. So, this is really for inspiration. But say, for instance, we go into the attractions page here. You can see there's a filters list. What's free for kids, what's indoor, what's outdoor. Do you have an active kid? And then the age range. So in the first year, it was all about just getting as many reviews as possible. And then we put the filter on later, because otherwise you put a filter on and you've only got 2 films. It just feels a bit ridiculous. So it has been, when I had the idea in 2010, when I went back to that hotel, didn't do anything till 2011, teamed up with Nat in 2012. But 2011 to 2012, I just read as much as I could. My background was in TV, not digital. And I read, and this is a good tip, I read about 50 companies that I really admired that had been successful. And then I read about 50 massive disasters to see what had gone wrong. And that was really good. And so one of the things is, like you guys, because I can really relate to what you guys are doing. You grab all your content first and wait until you're ready and then launch. And so you've got something for people to see. Because otherwise, somebody said to me, it's like having the best restaurant in the world and nothing on the menu. So make sure you've got the menu before you actually put the restaurant around it.
That's a pretty good note to end that one on. Thank you so much,
Thank
Simon.
you.
Big round of applause.